Gaming Granny coming at you from inside of Stranded Deep. This is our Trophy Hunt series. Trophy Hunt is where, when we finish a game, we go back in and try and get the Platinum Trophy by completing all trophies. At the end of our Let's Play series, we still had a few trophies that we did not get in-game. The trophies were Island Hermit, which is where you gotta stay on the island for 10 days. Gone Green, which is where you gotta go 10 days without eating meat. Seafarer, where you've got to go 10 consecutive days without sleeping on land. I thought it said at first without sleeping, so I stayed awake for 10 days, still didn't get the trophy. Stayed awake for the 11th day, still didn't get the trophy, then went back and read it, and read on land. So you need to craft a sleeping bag and sleep on your raft. The next trophy that we didn't get was the Sea Harvest, which is catch 10 fish with the fishing rod. Then really moving up, you need to craft a hobo stove. Plant it and it will grow. You have to plant all of the plants on the same island. So all the plants that are in there. So you've got the yucca plant, the potato plant, the pea plant, the ajuga plant, the wabula, the aloe, the kira fruit, and the kawawa fruit. Then another one bites the dust was find all the survivor remnants. We also had to find Wally. I hear industrial is in fashion. That's where you've got to craft 10 pieces of corrugated furniture. Magnets, how do they work? You got to complete the game without using the compass. 2 of each. You have to grab 2 boar, 2 hogs, 2 birds, 2 snakes, 2 giant crabs, 2 small crabs, pile them up onto a boat, and ride out into a storm on your raft. And finally, gotta craft them all. You have to craft every single item in the game. This for me was a big pain in the rear because there is a lot of building materials. So when you get to the building tab, you have to get all that, and that was a lot. Now, it does not include the story items because you can complete this without actually beating the game. But everything else you have to do. Alright, and then... Nope, I guess that was the last one. So gotta craft them all, and then obviously the platinum one is like staying alive, I believe was the name of it. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that like button, share this video, and leave us a comment. Let us know what game you would like to see us play next. Let us know what you think of the series. Just say hi. I have no problem commenting hi back in my next video to you. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this started. Alright, so I started a new island, and I spawned right at a spot where there were barrels. So I decided to go ahead and tackle the hobo stove first. So I got one of the barrels off, and of course, I put it together. Okay, and that was our first trophy. Right, the next trophy that I went for was Island Hermit. So on this new thing, I did not leave the island for the first 10 days of the new game. And it was the most boringest quest ever. But as you can see, I've made it to day 10 now, and I earned the trophy. Okay, the next one is the 2 of each. So in my crates, I had 2 small crabs and 2 seagulls, and I had everything else already piled on the boat. So as soon as I remove the anchor, I just all of a sudden got it. It's just right then and there. So the next one, I hear industrial. So you've got to craft these tables. So I got a bunch of corrugated metal. Sorry. And all you got to do is just keep building it, break it, you get some of it back. Alright, then my next one was a little less lonely. So we go and find Wally. And that gives us 2 in 1. So we got the Little Less Lonely, and we got the Another One Bites the Dust. The next one is Gone Green. So I went 10 days without eating meat. I lived off of baked beans, rations, and sometimes coconut. And fruit. I did have fruit. And there was that trophy. The next one was the Seas Harvest. Catching these fish is easier if you just kind of go for the sardines. I was going for the bigger fish and they kept breaking off and my bobber kept coming off. Now I still broke it a couple of times, but it was a lot easier just catching sardines. Sometimes it takes just a brief minute to get a fish. Alright, and that did it. That gave me a total of 10. Alright, so the next one is Who Needs the Sea Anyway? That's plant all the plants on the island, on one island. The only thing that I needed was a potato and the cura fruit. So those two I actually had to go find, but this island had the other fruits, so I didn't have to do too many. But there are 8 different fruits, so I put down my 8 different farm plots. That way they would already be ready to go. Alright, so when I put the potato in, that's the last one that I had to plant to get the trophy. And so then it popped up. The next one is the Seafarer, and that's the one where I was telling you I thought you could stay awake on the island, but it did not count for me. So I wound up having to make a sleeping bag, and then everywhere I went I just slept on my boat. But you had to be next to an island or near an island to do it, or otherwise it tells you can't save at the moment. Okay, then Magna has the next one is Beating the Game Without a Compass. So that's the magnets, how do they work? This wasn't so bad because I waited for the sun to come up and I marked east, and then I just kind of figured out where I had to go from there. But I'm going to go ahead and let you see me kill all of the different ones. Alright, so finally the last thing I had to do, besides the building everything, was, to fix the plane. This is how you complete the game. So, once I got the plane fixed, then of course, I went through all the missions to end the game and get the Magnus How Do They Work trophy. Alright, with the game being done, I got that trophy. The last thing I had to do was build everything. The last piece that I needed to do was put a clay floor on my raft. I had everything else done on all the other tabs. And so I just go out here and throw in a clay floor to finish it off. I had to break one of the floors that I already had on it to make room for one. Okay, and with that, I got both the, got to craft them all, and I got the Stay Alive. So that's the end of this video, but I want to thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you smash that like button. It really helps with growing the channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. The last time I checked, we were at 52. So everybody that hits the like button, leaves comments, you're putting it out there on YouTube for more and more people to be seeing it, and hopefully they'll subscribe. We also would appreciate it if you would share the video. Leave us a comment. All of those things help to grow the channel. So, with all that being said, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the flip side.